Okay. So I'm going to be starting with upward profile creation and portfolio. So our table of content says profile picture, job title, overview, and um and portfolio. So we'll be starting with profile picture. Now, your profile picture matters very much on Upwork. So your looks matter. How you present yourself matters a lot when creating your profile picture. Your upper profile picture should be clear and visible enough. Now, the background of your profile picture should be very plain. As a male or as a man, it is important you upload a clear picture of yourself smiling to the camera and make sure your background is a plain background. As a female, your profile picture should be clear and your facial hair should not cover your face. Now, what that means is that if you're wearing anything like wig or weave on or whatever you wear, like just make sure that it doesn't cover your face. Try as much as possible to make sure that whatever you wear, whatever kind of hair you wear or hairstyle you wear doesn't like cover your face. And always make sure that you smile at the camera. So, in a note to take is have a clear picture. Your background should be plain. Have a plain background and smile at the camera. So let me show you. Um, let me show you what that looks like. Let me show you what that looks like. If you take a look at my profile, if you take a look at my profile picture, or this is taking time. Okay. So if you take a look at my profile picture, you see that um my background is a plain background and I'm actually smiling at the camera. As if you take a look at my profile, let me see if this will allow to load. So I don't know if you could see it. I've zoomed it in a bit. So you see how it looks like. I'm smiling at the camera, my background is plain and um nothing is like covering my face, as you can see. So that is how it should look like. So let's continue. So remember the notes to take. Have a clear picture, your background should be plain, and smile at the camera. So the next one is job title. Now, your job title is what indicates that you are an expert in a particular field or niche. And as a beginner, it is important to create a job title that's related to what you offer and what your prospect are searching for. Now, what this means is that don't have all job titles in one. For example, if you're having more than one skill, create a job title specifically to that particular skill you're offering. Don't go and create a job title and write, oh, you're a video editor, you're a website designer, you're a virtual assistant, and oh no. Upwork gives you the opportunity to have at least um three profiles. So if you have like three different skills, you can create each profile for each skill. You understand? So let me let me show you an example of what that looks like. Now, if you take a look at this, you see that I'm a copywriter for this profile. See, creative sales copywriter, direct to customers, B2B, website, landing page. All this has to do with copywriting. You understand? So these are the places that I put out my copywriting skills, SaaS, emails, landing page, ads, and all. So same thing goes to this particular one where I'm a digital marketer. You could see Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Snapchat, TikTok, SaaS, and e-com. You understand? You could see that they are specific to the skill. So you can see that I'm not having like different skill on one job title. They are all related to what I'm offering. So let us continue. Okay, now notes to take. Your job title should be clear on what you offer and it should be specific. Now, overview. Your overview is one of the ways a client would know if they would like to work with you or not. Your overview is where you sell yourself based on the skills you have or the type of service you can render. And your overview consists of an opening, body, bullet points, and a CTA. Now, let me show you um, what overview is. Now, this is your overview. This is your overview. Everything that you see written here is an overview. You understand? I remember I said it's one of the ways the clients will know if they would like to work with you or not, because most of the times they click on your overview, they click on your profile and go and read your overview to see, okay, like what is this person up to, like, or what are the skills this person have. You could see the same thing here on this other skill. This is my overview. You understand? So all this is what they call overview in Upwork. So let's continue. Now, remember I said your overview consists of an opening or body, bullet points, and CTA. Now, an opening. What is an opening? This is the most important part of your overview, and your opening is what determines if a client would read the rest of your overview or not. Your opening is the first two lines your prospect sees on your overview. The first two lines your prospect sees on your overview is called your opening. Now, let me show you what that looks like. So let us put this thing on talents. Okay, so let us, so let me see, copywriter. Now, remember I said it's the first two lines. So you could see these first two lines. Hi there, my name is the first two lines. That is your opening. You could see these first two lines is your opening. The first two lines is your opening. Let me search my name. Okay, so you could see the first two lines. So you could see for mine, it says you could see $200,000 in sales for 20 plus brands. You want more sales leads. So you could see the first two lines is my opening. You understand the first two lines. So let us go back. Now, how do you write a good opening? There are various ways you can write a good opening, but one of the ways is by question. One of the best ways is by questioning. Example, instead of writing, if example, if you're a copywriter, instead of writing, I'm a copywriter with 10 years of experience and whatnot, you can start by saying, do you want to turn your cold audience into a warm audience and also increase the conversions of your ad copies? If you're a content writer, you understand, you can start by saying, do you want to increase the number of visitors in your websites and keep their eyes glued to your content for life? If you're a designer, you can say, do you want your users to have a unique experience and always want to use your app over and over again? The major thing that you should understand is that always make sure your opening addresses the results your prospect desire with a question. You understand? Instead of maybe starting your opening by saying, I have 10 years of experience and whatnot, I'm good at this and all that. Like, use, start your opening by addressing the results of prospect's desire with a question. You understand? So let me just exactly what I did. You can see from my opening here, apart from putting this my credibility, like I you understand normally how it was, do you want more sales, leads, or engagement despite being in a competitive niche or industry? One of the reasons I've been able, you understand? So you could see how my opening is, you understand, and it's the first two lines, and it triggers them to like when they jump on my profile, want to read more. So that's how your opening should look like. Now, the next one is your body. Now, the body is where you talk about how you can help achieve the results your prospect desire. You explain clearly how you're able to achieve these results, and you can also talk about your experience in this part if you have one. You understand? So the body is more like a continuation of that statement that you made. That statement that you made, you're going to continue it with the body. So in that body, you're going to explain to them how you're going to achieve that result they desire. And you can then talk about maybe your experience if you have one or any other additional this thing. So like I said, the example for copywriters, your body could be like, I am sure your answer to the question above is yes. And if that's the case, you're where you need to be. Then before you then get to write the other long statements, which is here. Okay. So the next one is bullet points. Now, your bullet points should highlight what you can offer to your prospect. You understand? Your bullet points should highlight what you can offer or what you do, what service you render to your prospect. So this is an example. For example, now, well, here are a few reasons why I'm the best choice for your brand. You receive an SEO optimized content that is ready published, 24 to 48 hours delivery, free images, competitive rates, bulk packages, 24 hours customer service, and all that. So it's just more like a summary of what you can offer to your client. Um that is what your bullet point should do. And the last one is your CTA, which is your call to action. You must have a call to action at the end of your overview. And the reason is because this your call to action tells your prospects what to do after reading your overview. You understand? Your call to action should make sure that it triggers them to either drop a message or jump on the call with you. For example, maybe like as a copywriter, and this applies to whatever skill that you're doing, whether is it copywriting, whether is it sales closing, whether you're selling this web development and all that. Make sure you have a call to action. You understand? And the call to action should make them either jump on the call with you or message you. You understand? So, for example, one of the ones I use is if you want to achieve the results you desire and increase conversions using emails, don't delay in dropping a message now. You understand? So that's how your call to action should be. And the last one is portfolio. Your portfolio is what shows your prospects the previous works you've done in relation with their job offer. You understand? So that is what portfolio is. It's just more like something that shows like what are the past works you've done. You understand? So it's important for you to also upload your portfolio on the platform. If you don't have one, I always say this, if you don't have a portfolio, one of the ways to get a portfolio is by either creating one by yourself. You understand? You're a web developer. You could build up a website by yourself. Are you a copywriter? You could write a copy by yourself. Like either you create one by yourself or you work for free for somebody. So you look for somebody in your space or in your circle who needs your services. You give that person your free services and you take the result of that thing you offer and use it as your portfolio. So let's go in and show you what it looks like. Okay. So so if you take a look at this, you'll see my bullet points, what it says. It said, how can I do this for you? Firstly, I get to know more about like you see my bullet point like briefly explain what I can do for my clients. You understand? You could also see my deliverables. I have it as a bullet point. Industrial works with have it as a bullet point. So it kind of summarizes um um it kind of summarizes what I do for my clients and any other additional information. You understand? So that's having a bullet point is very important. Then my call to action, you could see my call to action here. If you're ready for a unique experience, drop a message now. You understand? As short as that is, it's very, very powerful. And I want to let you know that your overview doesn't have to be lengthy like this. Why it's lengthy is because I do like change them and add some certain things, but your overview doesn't have to be lengthy. The major point is that you need to have those things that I mentioned, like um, a good opening, a good body, a good bullet point, and a good call to action. So, um, so the next thing